Hi, welcome back to this briefing. Today we're talking about how Centrify can help secure DB2 implementations and how organizations can get a better security posture, better alignment with regulations, and operational efficiency, all using Active Directory. In this part of the demo, we're going to give you a primer on Centrify on Unix Linux. If you already know about this, please skip to the next video. All right, Centrify Basics. Centrify provides integration for non-Windows platforms to Active Directory, and today supports more than 450 versions, including big box Unix Linux and the latest versions of Linux as well. The Mac is also included as well. And what is the goal? The goal is that organizations, regardless of having first servers on-premise or in the cloud, they want to leverage Active Directory for strong access controls. In the case of Centrify, you can have an end user basically initiate a connection using a SSO. For example, in here I have a user, Lisa, that is getting Kerberos SSO to a system, right? In this case, the end user is delighted because their experience is not impaired. They sign in with their same AD account and they get the same experience as if they're using an Outlook account. However, what organizations want is centralized administration, that they don't need to synchronize identities local to the etc password file. And if they disable an account in Active Directory, just like you'll see here, the user immediately loses access to the system. They cannot not initiate a session. So that's centralized administration. And the same, you can expose those Unix groups as primary or secondary. And at the end of the day, they're AD groups. So you can do add moves or changes from Active Directory groups. Another capability is the ability to do enforce policy, right? So what's the most common policy? Typically the password policy, right? So most likely you'll see something like this. There's, some length, complexity, and expiration. That works on Windows typically. When a system has been joined to Active Directory with Centrify, if a user wants to change the password, notice that in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the password very simple. 12345. 12345. And the message here is very straightforward. You can't change the password because it doesn't align with what the Active Directory administrator has set up, right? Centrify does this without having to synchronize anything to the local platform. Users exist locally in the do not exist in the local etc password file. So if, let's just say in here I wanted to find Lisa Simpson, I would do something like this. And I'm not going to get any results because she exists in Active Directory. And this is exposed via NSS, right? Name service switch. So I can do something like that. Get tent, password, and then Lisa. This identity is coming straight from Active Directory. We also use pluggable authentication modules. That means that any PAM-enabled application can use Centrify for authentication. This is a Unix framework as well. Also, another capability that Centrify has is that it Kerberizes the box for you. That it'll take care of all the Kerberos environment, including the key tab of the system. It'll control the KRV5 file, and if there's any changes in Active Directory, it will reflect that. And Centrify does not require any schema extensions, does not require any software and domain controllers, and it's been certified to work with any implementation of Active Directory. This solution has been around for more than 10 years and is the leader in the market. With that in mind, let's relate this to DB2. No need to for local users. You'll see that we'll overcome the limitation of 8 characters. You'll be able to use the user's AD groups for entitlements. And finally, you'll be able to provide SSO. In the next part, we're going to talk about overcoming those DB2 related challenges.